Okay, we are recording now.
Okay, perfect. So I'm here with Manuel, and I just wanted you, representative of Human Unity Movement, and I just wanted you to actually give me a rundown of what we were speaking about before we got disconnected there. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty.
Okay, I was talking about the general meeting. First, I make an introduction of whom was first Bandera Blanca or White Flag Association from year 2000 more or less. Then in 2017 it became Human Unity Movement. Um, and we launched it with a party on the 3rd of February 2018, and immediately contacted the Madrid City Hall. We wanted to call for a Congress on Human Unity, World Congress. The Madrid City Hall approved, was happy and willing to do it, but then in year 2019, Madrid government changed, and then the pandemic, and only in September 2020 we had a meeting on details, and they said that um, they like the idea, but the way is pushed forward, they could not just pay for it, kind of. They thought that whom would put money or companies behind to organize such a event and so on. And it would be, if the Yalte Madrid City Hall takes this responsibility, would be like subsidizing whom, and they thought it was not correct to do so, and they kept open to another time. But the idea is that whom is not looking for money. We are not taking money from the supporters we have, or we are not approaching companies giving them project or so. Our idea is that we go to humans as humans. We have something genuine and sincere to communicate, and that is the way we do. We are not changing our. Mm, so we are celebrating the Congress, but in online and in our web site, and we have the other two proposals to promote human unity are the video you just have seen on a signature on for human unity to
Yeah.
for people to share with other people. And also another idea is to get involved with a big event which could spread it at once all over the world, like could be um, the Olympics. If we could transmit this message to the athlete, uh, to the participants, to the sportsmen in women, and this is what we talk about in our previous meeting. And if, but I'll be glad if you have some more questions or on other details.
Certainly. You spoke about Hume being a nonprofit organization that you
That right?
guys receiving any money from the government or subsidiaries. So let me ask you first: is what are the changes that the Human Unity Movement, would like to affect in Spain and out of Spain?
No, we would. Our idea is that as long as states take
Mm-hmm.
decisions by themselves, the outcome of it is confrontation with other states, and the general outcome is confrontation all over. So that the state has to make blocks against other blocks, and this is the main question humanity has. And the solution out of it is to take inclusive decision. This is taking decision considering the whole of humanity, of humans. Because
Yeah.
if not, if you go just your way, you will face the others on your way too, because everyone want to pick up what as much as possible.
Yeah.
And but we have to do it together. If we do it separately, we will face each other. And this is what is been happening all the time. But now we have the possibility of living together, deciding together, um, being inclusive, and considering the welfare of everyone, not just of I care about the Spanish people or the French people or the why. We have uh, our mind are the same and we are the same and we need the same things. I mean, and benefit is for all. Why be in this way? And the result of it is also that we don't actually work for our welfare, but work against others, to overpower others and to submit others, because this is the result of this way of doing things. I
Yeah.
don't know if I explain it well.
Yes, you certainly did, and I definitely agree. I think that we have I don't want to say it's a system, but we have a certain way that people just do things, and it's kind of like an overpowering or seeing how they can kind of aggressively overtake others, and you see that in basic relationships. You see that in business relationships. Um, you see that in um, all sorts of different types of relationships that people have with one another. So I definitely agree with you on that being a problem. So there was something that you spoke about, um, and knowing that I met you, as my coworker in school, I wanted to ask you, what is your ideology on education, and as far as Hume goes?
Um, mm, on education, I think it's very important to educate children as humans, and for that we are
I'll be more
actually
specific.
working
I'll
at.
be more specific.
Yeah.
How can we raise awareness in human unity amongst in education? Right? How can we better
No, I
raise?
don't think children play any role in this. I think this is a matter of any rational people. As no, it's not a question of education, like educating people for peace or something. This kind of stuff, like
Yeah,
telling them tales. No, we have to do it as adults and as the more intelligent and sage people, the better we do. Not children. Children, they don't have experience. They don't know anything. So I see that very wrong, this idea of educating children with flowers and this kind of stuff, which has nothing to do with the real world. We have to first face the world and then see how to deal with it, and not just tell them they believe in the Reyes Magos, whatever you tell them. I am getting okay, okay. I was being told of the meeting, 40 minutes. Mm. No, please
we
go
have
ahead.
we,
Do
10
you
minutes
understand?
remain.
Mm. So, did you understand my point? My point regarding
Yes.
that?
um, yeah, this one, I'm not sure if I agree so much. I think that we could do a little bit more as far as raising educational awareness and unity. I guess I'm looking at it from a certain topic. For example, in bullying, right? Like
Bullying.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
You spoke before about this kind of need for people to try to overtake others, right?
No, but
So
this is, but if you tell, it's like being a Christian, love each other. How can you love if you have to kill other because you are in a war with them? What you have to solve is not to make war, but it's not a question of yourself. It's you have to change the context of your situation. Because if I have to go to war, uh, maybe I don't have any other chance but to go and kill others. I mean, even if how can I love them? I have to kill them because if not, they kill me. So it's not a question of educating. What is the point? On the contrary, it's very bad for the states to educate people being kind and mild because a state needs people able to kill and feel and fight for the state. It's been so all the time, and it is so now because now this is the way we deal with things through violence. There is no middle point between states, but armies. And it's not about the companies, it's about the states, because the companies belongs to the states. And they gave, because I will, let me tell you one thing, I don't know if it's convenient, we are educated, and I think you too,
please.
on the idea that the property is what you work, you feel with apple, and you work it, so you have to eat the apple or sell them, and then you don't want anybody to eat your apples who has not worked the field. But this is a wrong idea. We are taught by the state that the apples are yours because and then they say, and then people having fields join together and set up the state to defend themselves against unlawful people getting their apples. But this is not reality. This is they are cheating us because the apples actually belongs to the state, don't belong to people. Let me try. That's why people think that the state has is weak. The cause of bad thing of evil in the world is that everybody wants to have more, and I want more apples, sell more apple, buy more land, and in the end get the whole world. So it's the people who is done so. No, it's not like that. And I will explain it that. See, if you, first of all, this is not historical, the fact. The fact is that group of people organized as armies, they would go around and chasing animals, hunting animals, and the properties they were under control of those people. Is not the field is not never belong to the guy planting trees. This is does not make sense. It's made up. It's made up for us not to look to the state as it is, an army. Because think about, first of all, in order that you have a field that is your field, you need violence to keep other people at bay, that they cannot enter your field. So you need violence for that. And without violence, you cannot think of it as yours. So, but second point is that, in fact, property, the only thing which needs property is the weapon, because the weapon is meant to harm others, and that is what it cannot be shared. So the necessary condition of property is weapon or armies. You cannot property if you don't have weapons, first of all. So you cannot think I have my field here, and then I have my field. How? I mean, I need violence to decide this is my field.
Exactly.
And second, the reason why you have a field is because the weapon is private and everything serves the weapon. So the armed unit or armed organization have people planting trees, women working and doing many things, and they use soldiers, workers, etc. But it's the army who is private. The real private is the army, not the apples. Because why the apples are mine? Because I've been pouring water on the trees. I mean, this is no good reason. The privacy is the army only, because the army cannot be, the weapons are to harm others. So, but not to harm myself. So this is the real property. That cannot be shared. The apples can be shared.
So
But the to be on something, to be private something, it must be under protection of an army, and the army is first, no second. And therefore, I am so sorry. I am not explaining it very well, but as I see that this is the way we are educated, but we are educated in the wrong way. So that's why when you say that the companies, they go on their own, etc. No, no, no. The companies do as the state does. For instance, don't you think that Google is very willing to sell into Iran, for instance? But the United States say, no, to Iran you don't sell. Come on, it's my business. I want to do business with Iran. I want to make money. You are there to protect, to help me to do business, right? That's why you are there. No, you don't do business with Iran. Why? Because the army is more important than the property. The property serves the army. And this is, if you read books or you go to university or whoever, you are taught about this idea of I have to keep my apples, that's why I need the state. No, it's not that. It's also impossible to think. Nobody would think that if the state is not first, you wouldn't think about the apples this way. I mean, you need the violence to you have to count on it first. That's why it's first the weapon and the violence, then the apples. That's why when we talk, I could see that we were not in the same field, and you understood that inclusive decision taking is for the whole humanity. Why? Because in this way we can use common sense. But if we take decision exclusively, I don't take you in account, is that I am harming you actually. And but because why? Because I have weapons, they are to harm, and you have weapons, they are to harm, and I am right to harm you because you have something to harm me.
Okay.
And then if I destroy you, I don't want to. I don't pretend to destroy humans. I pretend to destroy weapons who are there to destroy me. And then I am always entitled and justified. So it's crazy. It's actually humans are not free. Humans just they were in nature. Nature is like that, and they follow suit. But now we can consider it, see that, and go and react to that situation, and not the idea of the trees. The idea of the trees is very wrong. It's actually to justify the state, but it's not. It doesn't make sense even.
Yeah, I agree. There's a
I don't
few.
know if you agree. Yeah.
No, no.
Okay.
The last thing that you said, I agree with, but there's a few points that you made with earlier that I definitely have a question for you about.
Please.
Um, so you don't you said something before about now it's slipping me having to
I am recording now.
perfect. Okay. So we're continuing our conversation here with Manuel Herranz, the founder of Human Unity Movement. And you made some points before about private property. And I want to ask you about your belief in private property. You used in the example of an apple tree. And if I grew an apple tree and or anything, right? What are my rights to uh, the produce, to what I produce? What right? What exclusive or what exclusivity do I have over the things that I create, I produce, right? So I wanted to
Nothing.
ask.
Nothing.
Okay,
You don't
there
have
you go.
any.
That was quick. Go ahead, take it away.
No, you don't have any property. Why should you? The earth is not yours and the wood is not yours. You have just take care. Others take the care of you when you were born. What's the problem about that? No, it's totally crazy. Look, uh, um, this is an idea. Actually, we are intelligent people. Everybody is intelligent. You have to eat, and maybe you grow a tree, and I grow a cattle. I mean, everybody does. I mean, I have to say, no, no, the tree is just you. You eat apples all the time, and I am eat the cattle all the time. No, we can. I can eat also apple, and you can eat cattle. But I do cattle, and what's the problem about that? But the property is something else. The property is that you can burn your apple if you like. Why should you burn the apple? And you are right. You have right to burn the apple because you grow the apple. What the hell is that? You see that? It doesn't make sense. Is that you have absolute property on your thing? Why should you absolute property because you have grown the apple? You can burn them. You cannot burn them because it belongs to everyone. Because the earth is not yours, nothing is yours mostly. You yourself are not yours. We are intelligent.
Yeah. So I see where you're coming from with it, right? Because just take the iPhone or for example, right? It takes parts from, it says, you know, assembled or it's assembled in China, right? You know, but it takes parts from you know all over the world, right? You have the
Yeah,
processing chips that are made from things, materials in Africa. You have uh, just different components that go into
yeah. Every component pays to an army.
exactly.
Pays one fee. That is the property, and
Yeah,
the money is an army gives it to you. I mean, this is doesn't contribute in any point, only on protecting it. They protect it that nobody takes it from you, and you pay for it to grow stronger against others.
okay. Yeah, I mean, so
But
I guess
doesn't add anything to the product. The product doesn't get anything. Just is protected, but doesn't get anything better. On the contrary, the problem is that a development should be also, I said, Google would like to sell in Iran to grow itself. But even more, Google would be happy if Africa is developed because they could sell more if everybody had a tablet. But they don't have. But why they don't have? It would be the interest of Google and many other companies. All companies would be interested in Africa being developed. They could sell much more. But the problem is that they contribute to an army, and nobody wants this army to grow, to be. That's why they keep underdeveloped. Because the priority of these people would be anyway to grow the army, not to grow the welfare of the people. The welfare of the people is not under question. You see, to Africa, everybody has Kalashnikov, tanks, and things like that, and nobody, and many people has nothing to eat. And if
yeah.
you put money or give resources to them, they will go for beta tanks or beta Kalashnikov, not for uh, welfare of the people.
So you spoke to about that before, and that was my second question that I had. The first one was about private property, and you brought up something before about armies. And so, do you believe that the security of a nation is not as important as, for example, the social programs that a nation offers? Do you believe that the social welfare of the people is more important than providing security for the people, or is it equal?
No, the most important is security
Okay.
nowadays. because
Yeah.
it's related to others. It doesn't depend on you.
Yeah.
This is now and ever. All the time you may be invited. If you get any kind of richness, everybody will try to invite you, take it from you.
But this goes against your private property. Uh,
No, but I am talking about shared security, living together, so that we can use common sense. It's
yeah.
not that I want to keep. I understand the need of what we get now, but I see further. I know. I understand what had happened. I know.
Yeah, I think that it's definitely something to think about. And we have some um, similar views and contrasting opinions on some things. But that's what makes it interesting. And that's why I wanted to have this discussion with you. Um, I think that we'll have a part two. We're going to end it here because I'm going to actually get ready to go and get something to eat. Um, but I definitely enjoyed this, and I'm going to upload this to my YouTube page. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
So
mhm. Thank you
yeah.
for your interest and attention. I appreciate it very much because I want to tell that to the people. This is what I want. And I was myself, I didn't know about that until I started to think and to see. Because what you get is what you need, how, oh,
Manuel, I just sent you a message. So I was telling you to send me the recording of the video.
Sorry,
And
ma'am. So I think that I had the I'm not sure if it was this, but I think because my phone was recording you on the escape button, it might have closed the meeting. But I am going to upload this. If you can send me the recording of our video, because I don't have access to it, send me the recording.
you mean of the meeting?
yeah, of the second
Okay.
one, the first and the second one that we did. You have
Mhm.
to send me both so that I could do the editing.
Okay. I feel very bad about my English and about how I explain everything, but I keep my words, what
Your
I
English
wanted to
was
say.
perfect. I think your English was perfect, man. Don't doubt yourself.
Uh-huh.
No ideas.
Gracias. Gracias. Well, I hope I get this recording into my computer, and then I send them to you.
Yeah, if you need a little help, you can search it on Google. How can I download recordings from Zoom um, to my computer? Um, but yeah, it shouldn't be so hard. As soon as you're able to, just send it over to me, and I will post it onto YouTube.
Okay. Okay.
Manuel.
I cannot hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now, yes. One second. Melina, ¿dónde vas? Pues espérame un poco, salgo yo.
No, si solo está